Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be starting a very intimidating vlog. We're going to be reading Malazan Book of the Fallen, Book 1, Gardens of the Moon. This is a high epic fantasy by Stephen Erickson. Seasoned fantasy readers are even pretty intimidated by it just because it's so big and he doesn't hold your hand at all through the series. And from what I've heard from like YouTubers and all kinds of stuff is that you'll follow a set of characters in book 1, and then you follow a second set of characters in book 2. And like none of them repeat in going into book 2. I think you get them later, but going into book 2, they're completely different. So this is a massive cast of characters. And I'll be honest, I've already started and I've listened to the first chapter, which is an hour and a half. And I have no idea what's happening. All I know is that we're following a dude named Perrin, and he's a soldier. That's it. That's all that I know. So I have no idea. I have no idea what's happening. I have no idea what's gonna happen. All I know is what the blurb says, and it doesn't give me a whole lot because I'm so confused just reading like the second paragraph. So I'm just gonna read you the first paragraph so you get a little bit of an understanding of what this book is about because it's massive. So it says the Malazan Empire simmers with discontent, bled dry by interminable warfare, bitter infighting, and bloody confrontation with the formidable Anomander Rake and his Tist Andy. I don't have a clue. Ancient and impeccable sorcerers. Even the Imperial legions, long inured, I don't know, is that the right word? Long inured to the bloodshed, yearn for some respite. Yet Empress Lassine's rule remains absolute, enforced by her dread claw assassins. So even that, I don't even have a clue what's happening there. So who knows what's going to happen with this vlog in this book? Like I literally started that book. I think I started in October. I think I listened to part of the first chapter at the end of October, and then like a week and a half went by, and then I listened to the other half of the chapter because I am already intimidated. Oh, this is so sad. So this could be quite an adventure. It's not super long. I think it's like a 26-hour audiobook, so it's not like that overwhelming. I mean, Stormlight books are 45 hours. So 26 is much better. But I have no idea what's happening. So thankfully, I have the ability to kind of just go with the flow and be okay with not knowing anything. And I'm really going to have to use that. So I don't know what these clips are going to look like. I don't know if I'm going to be able to tell you anything that's happening because I don't even know what's happening. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so I am 5 chapters into Malazan, I think. It's a little over 100 pages or so. And I'm still a little bit lost. Like, I understand maybe about this much so far. Like, I got my tires rotated on Friday, and I took the book with me. And I literally went back through and reread-ish, mostly skimmed, and read the dialogue portions of the first couple of chapters so that I can kind of like get my bearings and like, okay, now that I'm getting a little bit settled, let's go back and see what I kind of missed, which helped a ton because now I'm a little bit more, I've got a better front, I have a better foundation of what's happening in this book, but I still don't have a clue like what's happening. Like I understand that we're following Perrin, who is in the war. He's the captain in the military. We also have like Whiskey Jack's perspective, and he's also in the military. And we have this wizard, mage, whatever they call her, Sorry, and she's a new recruit, and we're a little suspicious of her. Sorry if the angle changed dramatically or the lighting changed dramatically. The truck that was parked next to me that was blocking the sun pulled away. So now I don't have that block anymore. Anyways, so I understand those pieces of the story. But what I don't understand is who's on what side of the war. Like, are all these pieces on the same side or are we on different sides? You know? And like, I understand that our current empress, she kind of took over the empire and the emperor died and all these things. And now she's in charge. Like, I understand those pieces, at least That's what my brain understands. So I could be completely wrong, but that's what I understand. And that's all that I know. I don't know who's on what side. I don't know who we like should be rooting for and like who we shouldn't be rooting for. Like I don't know those pieces. I'm sure I'll get there. I am liking it so far. Like I'm pretty interested in what we're doing, and I know going in that it's gonna take some time to get grounded in the story and figure out everything. And so I came in with that understanding, and so I think that that's helped a lot because I'm not freaked out because I don't understand anything. I am not like fully hooked into the story because I'm so lost and like don't know who anybody is. And I'm okay with that because I came in with the understanding that it was going to be a minute before I understood what was happening. So I'm kind of just like going with it. It really helped that I went back through and skimmed those first couple of chapters after I was like a few chapters in because I am listening to the audiobook. And so that's helped a lot. And I have been using like the glossary things where it talks about like who's who. And so that's helped a lot because now I can like, okay, this is who we are, this is what we're doing. It's just finishing getting settled. These chapters are so long. Like an hour and a half chapters every time. Like so long. It's a good thing that when I like listen to one story and then I switch to the other, it's usually about 2 hours in, depending on like which book it is. So I can listen to a chapter of Malazan and then that's like good for me to switch over to my next one. I just like to alternate, you know? That's just what I do. I don't know. Maybe it's my undiagnosed ADHD. I don't know. Who knows? But I do like to switch a lot. Like I never listen to a book just straight through. I will always have at least two happening. So I don't know. But I think that also helps keep me from getting where my mind wanders when I'm listening to a book. So I think that that's probably a little bit part of that. But so yeah, not a whole lot to really like update on because I'm just now like getting settled into like what we're doing and kind of being like, oh, I recognize that character's name. I know who that is. Okay, I'm here. So I will keep you updated. May not actually have a whole lot like to say with this vlog. Just a whole lot of me being confused. Okay, so I am like halfway through Malazan and I have no idea what's happening. I am so lost. And I think that that's intentional. I think that he has written this book intentionally so that you're not entirely sure what's happening. Because this thing is written so crazy. So, turns out that I think when they said that book two will be whole new characters, I don't know that they fully meant like book two because this Malazan book, Gardens of the Moon, is split up into different books. In part one, book one, had some characters. Now I'm in part two, which is book two, and it's got a whole new cast of characters. And I'm like, I thought that I was on steady ground and like ready to like run with things, but no. It's all new characters, and I have no idea what's happening. I literally have to go through the physical book and like go back and like refresh and skim and like get my bearings of like what's happening. And I have to use the glossary a lot, and I don't typically use the glossary a lot, but I'm like, who is this person? Because we just have a lot of things happening. Okay, so the way that this like one chapter was written, I think it was like chapter 5 or 6 or whatever, something like that. We are following at least three different perspectives, and one of them's a thief, one of them's an assassin, and like they're breaking into places. Like they both seem like they're breaking into places, and then they're both being attacked, and so you think they're attacking each other, but they're not attacking each other. And Steven Erickson, he will say, um, he a lot. He does use the names, but a lot of stuff is like he did this and he's moving here and he feels this way or whatever. And it's like, who is he? Because I don't know what perspective we're in. Like, I don't know. I'm so lost. if this wasn't so popular and everyone loves it so much, I don't know that I would stick with it because I don't have a clue what's happening. I mean, no clue what's happening because oh no, I don't know if I'm just stupid, but like there's got to be some sort of like payoff, right? Like it's got to all come together and make sense at some point, and that's what I'm waiting on. And it's got to be good. Otherwise, not so many people would have read this book, right? So we're at least gonna read this first one and see how we're doing. I don't know. I really feel like I need to read it twice because it's just so confusing, and I'm a bit lost. But I am curious because we have like different things happening, like what I was just reading. So we've got these assassins dying, thieves dying, someone's dying. I don't even know who it was. And apparently we've got these hunters that are after them and they're killing them. And I think that that's the thing that's confusing is because we're following a perspective. And then we've got these hunters and like people who are like assassins who are out to like kill people. And like those people end up dying and then they're like not sort of dead. It's a lot. And so we're just rotating through characters really fast. It and I don't know. I don't have any bearings. Yeah, I don't know. Can you tell I'm confused? Because I'm so confused. So I don't know. I definitely should have read this with the physical book instead of trying to listen to the audio. That definitely would have been a lot better. Because I'm having to use the physical book anyways. I'm literally having to go back and like, okay, this is what I remember from the audio. I understand this part. There's too many characters right now. And I don't know who's who and they're all like the ones right now are sort of like mixing together. Like we're following this councilman for like, I don't know, a couple of paragraphs, and then we jump to another perspective and we're talking about this dude who wants to get revenge on this girl because she's sleeping with him and she's sleeping with the councilman you were just in the perspective of, and then you gotta switch back. And then we've got this assassin dude, and then we switch back. And the switches are too fast, I think. I think that's the problem. I don't know. Oh, it's driving me crazy. But it's okay. We can exercise patience. I'm halfway through. And I feel like at some point we have to have like the story come together, you know? Because like even if we've got 10 other books, then like this one should have its own story and own thing. And I think that the whole overarching thing of this book is that people are trying to start a war. Well, we have a war happening, but I think they're trying to start a different war. And they're trying to go against the Empire's war or something like that, trying to prepare for the Empire coming after them. I don't know. It's just a lot. So we'll see how I feel when it's done, because it may not be great. All right, guys. So I'm actually starting to have a foundation for what I'm reading and actually understanding a little bit of what we're doing in Malazan. Um, Honestly, I never thought this day would come, but we are there. Okay. Now, I have no idea their history or how we got to this point, but the scene that we are in, I actually understand the scenes that we're in, which is fantastic. I do think that once I'm done with this book, I am going to try to find some sort of online summary or something in order to just kind of recap and have someone like walk through the plot points and like who's who and things like that. Well, because I'm thinking that we have people who are playing both sides and we've had people who have like swapped sides, and I didn't even know what side they were on to begin with. So I don't know, and I don't know at this point like what side we're actually rooting for, you know? Like we have all these different like sections of the army and stuff, and we have like different assassins, and we have the Empress, and then we have the bridge burners, and we have the claws. Who am I supposed to be rooting for? That's the one question I have that has not been answered yet. And I don't know that it will. I don't even know if this is a story where you're like rooting for a certain section. It might just be that we're just kind of here for the ride. I have no idea. But I am really glad that I'm actually understanding it. Sucks that it's 9 chapters in. I literally have like 8 hours left of this audiobook and then I'm done. So I think it was like a 26-hour audiobook. So what is that math? It's what, 18 hours where I didn't understand anything. That's terrible. Absolutely terrible. But at least from the very beginning, I at least had characters that I enjoyed following. Like, what's his name? Perrin. I like Perrin. And he's the only one who's like part of the story I think I actually understand. I don't fully understand who anybody else is, but I understand him. Why, I have no idea. Maybe because he's a soldier. I just like soldiers. I have no idea. But look at us actually understanding. But because of the fact that I'm not understanding so much at this point, I don't know that I'm going to be in a huge hurry to start the second one. Maybe if whatever summary I find does a really good job of like explaining it, and I'm like, oh yeah, okay, let's keep going so I can understand and get to that point. That may be the only thing that actually like helps me like want to get to that second one real much faster. I have no idea. But yeah, this vlog is actually probably pretty boring for most of you because it's a lot of me just being like, I don't know what's happening. That's literally this entire vlog. That's probably what I will title that vlog, is that one where I have no idea what's happening the entire time. Like, at least we have a title. Titles are hard. But anyways, back to the point. I don't know at all. Like, at all. So we're going to see how it ends, and then we'll see what the summary says, and then we'll figure it out from there. I will probably maybe update twice more. I may do another one at the end of the book, but before I do the summary, and then do one after the summary and see if that helps. I really truly think that if I had done the physical read, that would have been so much better than trying to audio this thing. I think that I messed up when I did the audio versus physically reading it. But it's a 26-hour audiobook. I'm not going to have not enough time to like read that, you know? Although the book that I have is mass paperback, so like it mass market paperback, so it's really tiny. But I don't know, I just don't know that I would have like finished it, you know? But I do like that it has like the glossary and who like everyone is. That's been super helpful. Unfortunately, when I'm doing the audiobook, like I don't have access to it all the time, so I kind of have to remember to go back and like look at things and reskim things, and it's been a very slow read, but we're getting there. Okay, so I know I said that I wasn't going to update you again until after I was finished with Gardens of the Moon, but I really wanted to update you because I'm finally getting it. Like, finally grounded in who the characters are and how they're connecting with each person and what they're doing a little bit. And it's interesting. Like, we've got some pieces that are kind of like going behind each other's backs, or they seem to be conspiring with other people. And that's super interesting to me. I love political intrigue. And I love when we have secrets from like other people, like the reader knows and that we have secrets. Love that. So I am actually interested, and I think some of the things that I'm seeing are pretty cool. The only problem is that I don't understand the history of how we got here, so I don't know like who's who and what we've done, but I am starting to understand a little bit of who each person is and what they're doing and who they're talking to. It makes a world of difference when you actually understand. I really want to go back and like reread everything, but like that's 20 hours of an audiobook. I don't want to do that. That's too much work. So I'm really hoping to find a really good summary on YouTube and play through that so I can like get grounded in like what has happened. But I am super excited. I was listening to it yesterday and I was like, you know what? I'm actually on the same page. Like, I'm actually understanding what's happening, and it makes a world of difference when you finally understand what is happening in a story. So I just wanted to come on and share that with you really quickly because I'm super excited about that. It's a much better, it's a it's a good change from I don't know what's happening, you know? So super excited. All right, guys, I finally finished Malazan Book 1, Gardens of the Moon, and I have already watched my 2 videos to try and help me figure out what I actually read. So, we have some good news. I was not as lost as I thought that I was. I just didn't understand all of the magic stuff and like some of the character stuff, as far as like who's who and like who's fighting on what side, that kind of stuff. I understood majority of like the plot points. There were some plot points that I completely missed, like completely missed. Like I was watching this one video, and I'm gonna have both of those linked. I was watching this one video, and he was talking about something that happened with one of the characters, and something that they did with that character, and I was like, "How did I miss that? Like, how did I miss that? I have no idea how I missed it, but I totally did not get that from that part of the book, and so that's a bummer because that's actually a really cool thing that happened to this dude. I didn't get to enjoy it at all. I had no idea that that's what was happening at all. So that's fun. Um, Definitely didn't understand some of like the lore and the stuff with like the moon city. I don't even remember what it's called at this moment. I think it's like Moonscape or something. I don't know. I didn't understand that at all, which is fine. I didn't understand that. So they kept saying this word, Andy Trist or something. They kept using that word. I thought they were referring to a specific person, but apparently it's not. I think it's like a whole race of people. So I didn't understand that. You know, just like things like that. Like I didn't understand those things. I don't know if I've already shared here, but I did ask someone on Discord. So I follow, I don't know how the correct terms, but I'm on Discord under Mike's book reviews, under his Discord, and I knew somebody there had read Malazan. Like, I knew that Mike would have some sort of like channel message board thing for Malazan. So I asked, and I was just like, how concerned should I be that I am almost done with the book one and I don't have a clue what's happening? And everyone's like, you're fine. That's where you're supposed to be. You're good. Nobody understood it in book one. You gotta go through a couple of books before you really understand it. You're fine. And so that was a little bit comforting because I'm not too far behind as far as like everyone else, but I wish I had understood a little bit more. What I did understand, I do like, and there are several characters that I do like. I do like at this point in this book, I like Rallick, who is an assassin, and I like what's his name? Perrin. Perrin is a soldier. He's a captain, and Tattersail. Tattersail's got some weird stuff happening throughout this book. I don't even understand all of it. None of it, maybe. I also didn't understand that there's this one character who like sees dreams. Missed that, you know. So like, I missed a lot apparently, but it's okay that I missed quite a bit because I'll get there. Okay, I really think that I will do book two because I liked what I got enough. The only problem is that right now I really want to like reread book one, but it's a 26-hour audiobook. And then, so book two is actually a whole different set of characters, like a whole different set of characters. So I was wrong in thinking that it was like section two of book one. No, it's the whole book two. That is a whole new set of characters. I had videos confirm that. So that's fun. So they say that you have to like relearn everything again. So that's a lot of work. And I don't know that I want to do all of that work. You know, like it's one thing if I just go into book two and just, you know, without rereading the first one. But I kind of want to reread the first one. Just so I can kind of like understand what I read. But if none of that matters until book three, then it doesn't matter. Ooh, I may just do like a really slow physical reread. I may do that rather than using my audiobook time. Because then I could just do that whenever and it won't matter if it's slow. And I can just do a little bit at a time. I may do that. I may just like get that on Libby because I think I can do the ebook on Libby and then just like read it slowly. in between clients or whatever. I think we decided. I think that's the plan. But so yeah, that's Malazan. I don't even know. To sum up, basically, I have no idea. I was so lost. I felt so lost the whole time. But I understood more than I thought that I did, and I liked it what I understood. Like, we have some things happening in the end of this book, and I won't share in case you haven't read it, which I don't know why you would still be listening if you hadn't read it, because this video cannot have been entertaining for you at all if you have not read this book. But there were a lot of things happening in the end that were wild. I mean, wild. Like, I was not expecting these things to happen. And so they kind of came out of nowhere in a good kind of way. And I'm really interested in that. And I really like Perrin, and I really like Rowlick. The rest of the characters I'm kind of okay with, but I really like them. And I think that's mostly because we got a lot of both of them throughout the story. So, yeah. Anyways, I don't know if you had fun. I had a decent time reading this book and updating you and not having a clue what's happening. But hopefully, if you are reading Gardens of the Moon for the first time and you feel completely lost, maybe this video will have helped you feel less alone as you watch me go from clip to clip, not knowing what's happening. So, anywho, that's all for today. Let me know in the comments if you've read this, if you understood it at all, if now I've scared you away from Malazan forever. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you in the next one.